So you're a Jeep owner and you're thinking to yourself, I want to build a Jeep like those guys on YouTube. Well, you can do it, and you don't have to do it all at once. In fact, today we're going to talk about the one thing I think you should start with if you're building an overland or off-road Jeep build. I'm not going to tell you to start with a $3,000 bumper. I'm not going to tell you to start with a winch, and I'm not going to tell you to start with LED lights. Maybe it's 37-inch tires and a 3.5-inch lift. Nope, not that either. All right, then it has to be a go-fast camper with a fridge and a decked drawer system, right? Nope, not that either. I know, it's those cool drop-down steps that when you open the door, they lower, right? Nope, but you're close. It's actually an air compressor. This Jeep build is actually my second Jeep build and my fourth overall overland style build. And when it comes to air compressors, I feel confident in providing a little bit of information to you on where I would be selective in placing one. On Jeeps, my very first one I had was down here. It was in the fender well. It was kind of on the other side of this plastic, actually. And I thought it was genius. I was like, man, that's super easy, accessible. If you go back and you look at old footage of my first Jeep, I had an air chuck under a cap right here. It was really cool. I liked it. The issue was engine bay compressors are prone to overheating. And this spot in particular is a heat trap. Like sticking my hand right here right now, it is warm. Like I could heat my hands there. And that's where my compressor was sitting. So that spot, well, it had to change. So while this isn't a Wrangler, on a Wrangler, there's a little storage bin in the back. You'd open the hatch and then kind of lift up the floor. And there's a storage bin down there, and I thought that was an amazing spot for a compressor. I used an American Adventure Labs mount there and a relocation kit, and it looked awesome. I wired it to the front with an Expedition Essentials harness, and it was clean. The issue was it wasn't doing anything different than being tucked into the wheel well. It was overheating because the compressor itself generates so much heat. So under that plate, relocating and running air and all that stuff, I was constantly overheating the compressor here. Now, it wasn't melting fittings and all the stuff from the front of the Jeep, but it was blowing out a pressure regulator. So I would have to take my whole goose gear and everything out down to the bare bones where I could get to the compressor, disassemble the compressor, replace that pressure regulator module thing. It's like a $13 part, and then put it all back together. And I did that about every 90 days because that thing would blow, and it sucked. It just, well, it was an air compressor, so it didn't actually suck, but it was inconvenient and not my favorite spot for an air compressor. But if there are no good spots on a Jeep to put an air compressor, what in the world do you do? Well, that brings us to today's sponsor, which is Epic 4-wheel drive and the Epic Kraken. While the Epic Kraken Tire Inflation System is not your actual air compressor, it is how you will mount your air compressor. It's kind of an industry standard to say get an ARB Twin Compressor. It's a rapid inflate system that can inflate 4 tires at a time if you need it to. I have 37-inch tires and it can do that. And what's really rad about the Kraken is the bracket is only a piece of the system. And that's why it's not the Epic Kraken bracket. That was hard to say. Epic Kraken bracket, but it's an Epic Kraken inflation system because it is your power switch, it's the hoses, it's even got a purge valve, but it will let you air up 4 tires at once with an outlet on the passenger side where the actual compressor is mounted, and another one, as we walk around here, on the driver's side that pops out under the driver's side seat. And that's this guy right here. So all of these are simple push fittings, crazy high quality hosing, and they're all aluminum bracketry that has been anodized and then is laser etched with all of the labels and everything. So you're not gonna rub it off because it's not just paint on powder coat. It's high quality. This is the bag with the hoses and I think even a few spare parts in it that I've never had to access. And that's why I say I think they're in there, because this thing's built like a tank. It is a very high quality product. It comes out of British Columbia, Canada, and they've got a really fun little doodad here on the front of the bag. It says Epic Kraken Tire Inflation System, designed by Canadians and forged in the frozen north by lumberjacks in flannel. with glorious scarlet beards, fed by a steady diet of maple syrup, who encountered a mythical kraken while harvesting icebergs, battled it with their hockey sticks, and after an epic battle, everyone politely apologized and entered into harmonious symbiosis. And that is how the Kraken was born. I think that is factual. It has to be. I mean, it's sewn into the bag. Anyway, in the bag, that's where you get your 4 hoses. Yes, 4 hoses, because you will be inflating all 4 tires at once. But Justin, we only saw 2 outlets. Yes, the 4 hoses merge into a Y connector that then will allow you to basically have left hose, right hose, but still connect all 4 tires at once. Let me show you how that looks. When you open the bag, this is what you'll get. You'll get 2 hoses. Each hose has 2 connectors, so that's why it's 4 hoses in 2 hoses in one system. It's division. I think that's how math works. I'm new here. Anyway, story is, one connector that's on that Y connector, that's what connects into each side of your Kraken system on the truck or Jeep. I mean, let's just say Jeep, because it works on the Gladiator and the Wrangler. With your hoses now out, it's time to air up your tires, but mine aren't currently deflated. I have the TerraFlex Nomad wheels, so they've got a built-in tire deflator. Whatever you use to deflate, go for it. I know the guys at Epic also sell a really cool tire deflator. There's 1,000 on Amazon, or you can get Nomad wheels. Like I said, I've used an Indeflate in the past. All of them are great systems. Use what works for you. That's fine. That's fine. We're talking about Krakens today. So I'm going to air down, and we're actually going to go through the process, air up all 4 of my tires, and see just how long it actually takes. While it isn't exactly the main topic of today's video, I know you're going to ask. So I have Falcon RTs. These are a 37, 12.5, 17, and these are the TerraFlex Nomad wheels with that built-in deflator. The built-in deflator, you can set where it stops. I think it's as low as 8 or 10 PSI, and then as high as 18. I have mine stop right around 15 to 16 PSI, which is about what that's sitting at here. It's a cold tire, so it's not getting a lot of flex out of it right now, but we're aired down. We're gonna now go through the process of airing back up. I'm parked on a slant, so I'm gonna get us off the slant onto level ground, and we'll run the air up process. To give you an accurate number on my full air up time, I'm going to put the hoses away right where I store them, which is underneath my driver's seat. And I'm going to move the truck, and we're going to time this for real. Before I move the Jeep and we start running the timed trial, I want to let you know that the folks at Epic are giving away a Kraken Tire Inflation System 100% for free. Honestly, for free. In fact, if you win, they will pay you to take it. They're going to pay you $650 cash so that you can buy your own air compressor to mount to the Kraken. And because you're going to be inflating your tires, it means you need deflated tires. So they're going to include a set of their deflators as well. Like, why wouldn't you get entered? It's well over $1,000 worth of winnings. There is a link in the description. Everything in there, all the details. Basically, entries come from following myself, KC250, and the folks at Epic. And then you get extra entries for sharing it with your friends. So again, all of that, link in the description. If you're not feeling lucky and you're ready just to buy one, I also have a link directly to purchase your own right below the giveaway link. And if the giveaway has ended, well, then you need one of these anyway. So use that link to purchase your own. I do get a very small kickback from that. So, all right, let's move the Jeep and let's see how long it really takes. With the Gladiator parked here in this kind of off-road staging area, we're gonna run the time trial. Now, I'm currently at 17 PSI on 3 of my 4 tires. My front driver tire says 18, so I say we just average it out, 17.5 across the board. And we're gonna air up to 37 PSI. My tires are a 37, 12.5, 17. So we'll see how long it goes. 17.5 to 37 PSI. We're gonna air up all four simultaneously, and I'm gonna run a stopwatch on my watch. I'm not gonna run it on my phone because the guys up at Epic have also included an additional bracketry system, I'll call it, a way to mount the new ARB pressure control module to the Kraken. So you can have Bluetooth pressure control on your Kraken, which means you don't have to sit and monitor your tire pressure. You just connect the app and it auto connects as soon as the compressor's on. Open the app, they'll talk to each other, and it will know that I'm aiming for 37 PSI. I can adjust the tire pressure on the fly, whatever, and that just means I do whatever I want until I hear it stop. And when it stops, boom, it's at 37 PSI. It's magic. So I'm gonna take you, put you outside, and we're gonna run this time trial with you just on a tripod because I can't do it one-handed, and I wanna see, well, I wanna see how accurate it really is. So let's do that part. So up until now, 3 minutes to take off all the caps, connect the hoses, fire up the air compressor. Yeah, it's exactly 3 minutes. So I took my time. I did it in real time. I wasn't racing. It's a process, yeah, but 3 minutes isn't bad to connect 4 tires. And now, well, now I just hang out. So we're at 36 PSI and it's been about 12 minutes, start to finish. This should, okay, so it just turned over 37. It's gonna even out all 4 tires, make sure that it's a true 37. It's continuing to check pressure, 12.1 volts, engine's running, so that helps too. That'll increase your efficiency on your compressor. And any second now, it's a little noisy. Auto shut off. I didn't do anything. You saw it. I was sitting here. But we're at 37 PSI and air up time 13 minutes exactly is where we're at total thing. So we started, it was 10 minutes. 10 minutes because we started the compressor at 3 minutes. Now let's undo everything. My bag's stuck. Well, gonna focus on me? There we go. Futzing with the bag, and it's still, it kind of got, the zipper got caught on itself there. Come on. Either way, 16:30, 16.5 minutes. Start to finish. Put away, ready to drive home. Not bad. I fixed the bag. I was told this is an older bag, so it's been updated, and I don't think that'll happen again. But there you go. 16.5 minutes. That's manageable. Start to finish. Is it as fast as like a power tank or something? No, but it's all contained, and it's a buy once, cry once, which I'm happy with that. And like I said, I get to spend that time doing whatever I want because I'm not babysitting a pressure monitor system. Rarely do I actually sit in a truck unless the weather absolutely sucks and it's like dumping on me or the wind is blowing or something like that. Otherwise, I just kind of roam around, do my thing, talk to my buddies who are airing up their trucks because I don't have to worry about it. It's pretty nice. The last thing we need to talk about though is how in the world do you install this, and is it something you can do yourself? If you have never installed an ARB Twin Compressor, I am here to tell you that it is not for the faint of heart. ARB's instructions are kind of difficult to follow. The harnesses, I think they're overcomplicated as colors change from one to the other as you connect them. The harness is future-proofed, so you can add lockers and things like that. It's a lot. And if you've never installed it before, you're going to look at it, and I think you're going to go, yeah, I'm not doing that. The benefit to the Kraken is now you can look at it and go, holy cow, I can do that.
because everybody at Epic has worked their butts off to give us instructions that you can actually follow, and they have like 30 install videos for every iteration of the Kraken. So every time they've made a minor modification to it, like the current V2 Kraken, which now fits the electric seats, you can watch their videos that are updated and see exactly the steps you need to take, and all of the printed instructions are updated along with it. They are thorough, to say the least. Because of how thorough all of the guys at Epic are, and with their passion for this product and this project, I can't compete with their install instructions. So with their permission, I'm going to give you a little bit of an abridged version of their install videos before you go and deep dive into it. Step 1, it's the unboxing step. It's where you open everything, you make sure you've got it all, and then you attach your compressor and all of your other accessories, should you decide to do the Bluetooth module and all that, to the bracket. So basically you're building out the bracket. That's the first step. The second step is that you don't actually need to remove your entire seat from the Jeep. You just have to unbolt it and get the thing tilted back. If you want to remove the seat, you totally can. When I was doing all of the sound deadening in my Jeep, I did have my entire passenger side seat out. It's possible. There's a little yellow tab under there that just, man, that connector sucks. It's awful. But if you can get it undone and you're comfortable with that, yeah, you'll have more room to work with, but you don't need to do that. With the chair out of the way, it's now time to run your wires. Do not put the cart before the horse and throw the bracket in there and then run wires. Run your wires first, start at the battery, you'll run it kind of along the firewall under the tub, and then you'll punch it up through the floor. There's an existing spot to run the cable. It's painless. The hardest part about that will be depinning the existing ARB harness. The guys at Epic in their video, they go in extreme detail on exactly how to get those pins out. Do not be afraid. You can do it. I trust you. Now that the wires are run and you've repinned the connector and all that stuff, it's time to basically just reassemble. And again, this is a mile-high view of what you can expect. You really do need to watch their install video and read their install instructions. But over on the driver's side, you'll kind of do the same thing as the passenger side. Get it lifted up, get that bracket placed. All of the hoses, they're just snap connect hoses. They fit so snugly and they're easy. You really don't need many tools at all for this install. You will want to be fairly comfortable with vehicle electrical systems and just crimping cables and all that stuff that comes with that. But other than that, like, it's really painless, and you can go watch their 38-minute video on exactly how all of this works in extreme detail, and you'll feel confident in doing it. And then you'll be ready to say, hey, let's get cracking. We already talked about it enough at the beginning of this video, but I want to reiterate that I have installed a lot of ARB twin compressors. I have used a lot of different brackets, a lot of different harnesses, a lot of different methods, and of all of them, this one has operated the best. I have had it in the Jeep for a year now. It has caused me no grief, which with my history and ARB twin compressors and their brackets and install locations, that's pretty darn impressive. The harnesses are simple to understand, the diagrams are easy to understand with wiring, and the hosing, well, it's painless. Everything about this is the best system out there, and while YouTube is basically just a giant commercial now, and this video is really no exception from that, I want you to take my opinion, maybe with a grain of salt. They did provide this product to me, but also with a little bit of honesty in that I've had plenty of others, and this is the one that has caused me exactly 0 issues. Big fat goose egg in the issues column. So I'll let you do with that what you will. If you want to win one, link is in the description. And below that, if you decide that you don't want to win one and you're ready to have it now, link is in the description. And if you're watching this after the giveaway has ended, can you guess what I'm going to say? Link is in the description. So thank you for watching this very long commercial about an air compressor bracket. I can't believe you stuck around this long. If you did, leave me a little comment down there and start it with "love is in the air," okay? And I'll make sure I respond to you. But other than that, that does it for me. So if you like the video, please like the video. If you have a question, leave me a comment. And if you want to hang out again, well, make sure to subscribe. Until next time, I'm Justin B. McBride.